going to be a little noisy. Got the Andalusian cockerels up, and they're on top of the stag pens. So all these roosters hear each other right now, and they got each other all wound up. I'm only a few years into breeding these. You see they got just a little bit of frostbite this winter again. Hopefully once I get the new barn completed, that will solve that problem in the future. Now, the hackle, shoulders, and saddles on a blue chicken should be black. I've already gone through these birds once before and selected and removed the ones that had red or gold leakage. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of lacing. This one I kind of like the lacing on. It should be a lot more of a contrast. Basically, he should be lighter blue like these, but with that darker edging on the feathers. This one's got some lacing going on too. So does this one. So does this one. And so does this one. Now there's a good chance that pretty much all of these are going to be carrying recessive white. That's something I'm going to have to worry about down the road. Once I get things kind of close to how I want them. But things I'm looking for here, I'm looking for combs that are not showing sprigs or too many points. I'm looking for birds that aren't too big. I want dark legs, good white earlobes. See, this one here, his earlobes are a little red, especially when compared to this one. And a big part of what I'm looking for here is I don't want a huge comb, and I also don't want a huge bird. Now, these two and this one are probably the three smallest out of all of them. There's an 8th bird that I have here, but he's already been selected for somebody else who's working with these birds. I don't really like the size of this one. He just looks too big. This one's pretty similar in size. Now it could be that these smaller ones are just a few weeks younger. Basically once they got to a certain size, I took them all and put them together, and there's, I don't know, about 3 weeks difference between the oldest and the youngest, so they should be catching up if they're going to get much bigger. This one's pretty big, and his tail is got a lot longer saddles on it, or sickles on it, I mean. But you don't want a huge tail on them. I mean, if you think about it, an Andalusian was an egg-laying barnyard fowl, so they're not supposed to be extravagantly feathered. It was the color that got everybody's attention on them. And that being said, I think for this season I might go with this one here. Which is black right. And I may be going with blue right here. I might keep one of these two as a backup. I got a feeling this one's going to turn brassy on me as he gets older. This one I'm not so sure. So no band could be the alternate. I really like his earlobe color. And ideally down the road, that lighter color in the breast is what I want to help bring out the lacing. He just doesn't really have the defined lacing that the other ones do. So that's what I'm going to go with. Finally, I've got my blue Andalusian Bantam pullets. There are 3 blues that didn't make it this far on account of them being too dark. I am also going to be breeding a black, and I am trading for a black, so I'll be breeding 2 black and 2 blue females this year with 2 blue males. Ideally, you want a dark head, light body, with the body being light blue laced in black, and the blue should be an even shade. This female has some solid black feathers in her tail and is not an even shade of blue. This female's got some solid black or black marked feathers in her breast and her shoulder. I find this one to be too dark overall. Also, one of these three had a improperly formed wattle on one side of her head. I think it was this one. So that leaves these four. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This fourth one's got a little bit of a rusty brown tint to her, a little bit to my eye anyway. And she's got some black coming in spots she shouldn't. So does this one. So these two are about the same, except this one's got a darker neck than that one. This one also is light necked. This one's a lighter blue. She's a little off color and she does have some solid black in her. I'd really like to have one of these females with a darker hackle, but I don't know. Those three over there, they just don't seem to quite cut it for me. So we're down to these four over here. Even though I don't particularly like the shade of blue that this one is, it is fairly uniform, and the hackle is slightly darker than the body. This one, I don't really like her head shape. It's kind of long and slender, kind of crow-headed, as they call it. She's got some solid black in her saddle there. Question is, do I take the chance on this one staying small, or do I just assume that she is younger than the rest? So right red is gonna stay. And let's do right red and left red as the ones that stay. Well, no, I'm going to change my mind on that. Right red and white left. Those are the ones that are going to stay.